You've been training for weeks. You are ready to hit this new deadlift PR. You walk up to the bar, your hands are chalked, your legs are fresh and ready. You bend down, grab the bar, your heart races, adrenaline surges, you pull, and the bar doesn't move. You walk away, disgusted, dismayed. Your training partner and your friend, he walks up to you, he slaps you on the back, he says, "You know, man, it's fine, next time just pull harder," and you both laugh. But the thought lingers, what if I had just pulled harder? How do we find our limits? Do these limits even exist? Can we just work harder, work faster, and be stronger? Is that possible? The story of the 4-minute mile is often cited as an example of how the mind is actually the limiting factor when it comes to athletic performance. Before 1954, no one thought a sub 4-minute mile was possible. This includes athletes, scientists, and coaches. It was considered to be the ultimate mental and physical obstacle when it came to middle distance running. But on May 6, 1954, British runner Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute barrier with a time of 3:59.4. His accomplishment shattered the belief that this was unattainable. And then, just 46 days later, Australian runner John Landy also broke the 4-minute barrier. In the following year, more and more athletes achieved this milestone. Today, running a sub 4-minute mile is considered a standard benchmark for elite middle distance runners. This phenomenon illustrates the power of belief and the power of seeing someone accomplish something you didn't believe was possible. Roger Bannister's achievement showed that the barrier was more mental than physical, and he ran right through it. To put it more simply, before Bannister, other runners could run faster. They just didn't believe it was so. So what does this mean for our lifting? For myself and my clients, I've implemented 3 strategies that I'm going to detail for you now. The first may seem counterintuitive. I actually have people push cardio. The reason for this is, again, more mental than physical. People are often intimidated by weights. The bar is heavy and thick. Plates are made of iron. And I also think cardio is more socially and culturally intuitive. People do cardio their whole lives without thinking about it. Children run around and play all day, but they don't usually pick up tree trunks, put them on their back, and squat up and down. Cardio is just a more natural, or at least socially habituated activity. And because of that, I think people have fewer fears and less limitations on what they think they can do. And so they can push harder. So let's make this more practical. If you've been lifting for a long time and you're just not sure if you're really pushing hard enough, take 6 weeks and focus on high intensity sprints. Things like assault bike and the rower. I think if you do so, you'll find that you're able to push past levels of pain and discomfort that you never thought possible. Then when you return to lifting, keep that attitude, keep that mindset, and I think you'll find that your limits are not where you thought they were. For the second strategy, I have trainees try a bunch of new lifts. This can be particularly useful if you're used to one modality like barbells or machines, and then you swap and try the other. This works best when you're trying something that you've never done before, that you don't have any kind of expectations about. So maybe a novel barbell lift or some kind of weird machine. When you do this, you won't have any preconceived expectations about how hard it should be or how hard you should push. And consequently, you should be able to push harder without it even feeling as hard. Lastly, the most powerful strategy is to surround yourself with excellence. You, like most of us, are like pre-1954 runners. You just don't know what's possible. And that is sort of strange because we live in a social media era, right? You can flip open your phone and see the best athletes doing incredible things every single second of the day. But I think there's a disconnect there. Those people on your phone, those people on the internet, they don't feel real. It's hard to be truly inspired by them because they're avatars, they're creatures of perfection, and we just sort of worship them digitally. So what you really need is to change your actual physical environment and connect with people. If you just go to some random generic gym where everybody benches 185 and doesn't squat to parallel, are you really going to be better? No. You need to change your environment, change your peer group, and then change your mind. And then maybe next time you will pull harder.